What's good, nerds? So a lot of my videos recently have been about iOS apps, and I realize I use my Mac 10 times more than I use my phone. And a lot of the things that I do on Mac are through different apps. So the apps on Mac are a little bit different than iOS. They sort of customize the OS more to your liking. And I'm just going to go over the few different ones that I personally like and have really helped me like have a seamless workflow and things like that. So if you use Mac for work or photo editing or anything like that, I really suggest getting at least some of these apps because they'll really help you be a lot more focused, whether it's at work or you're just watching YouTube videos. This video isn't sponsored, but I want to shout out SetApp. A lot of the apps I'm going to go over today are on SetApp, and if you don't really feel like paying, like a lot of them are like, it can range from like $3 to like 20 bucks, and some are free. If you don't feel like paying that and you like these types of apps, SetApp has tons of apps for either photo editing or like they even have things for programming and just general utilities to help your Mac run better. And I would really suggest checking it out. I only pay like 12 bucks a month, but I get all these different apps that would cost money otherwise. And they have some things on there that require a subscription. So if you're gonna pay a subscription anyway for that app, might as well get SetApp and have all the apps that comes with. So I'm gonna jump straight into my first app, which is PiMenu. So what PiMenu is it's an app that allows you to access all your shortcuts straight from a shortcut. So if you see, I'm right here in this PiMenu on my Arc page. So if I hit Control-1, it's gonna bring up different shortcuts within Arc. So I can bring over the side tab or I can put it away. Now this gets infinitely more useful if you're in a software, say like Photoshop. So I'm gonna open my Photoshop and we'll just go to a thumbnail right here. And if I hit Control-1, you'll see I have all of these different tools built in right here. And so it's nice to do it with these built-in shortcuts, like by hitting Control-1, and you can set this to whatever you want. But with my mouse, I'm able to actually click the middle button and it brings up this command window. So this has been super helpful for me. It's really sped up my workflow because sometimes I don't even know where the buttons are anymore. Like I just know where they are on this wheel. And it's a lot faster to just click the middle button and scroll straight up than it is to go all the way over to find that whatever tool you're looking for. So this is super nice, and you can customize it completely to whatever your liking is. And it's a really small utility, but it really does help. Like I feel like rather than going and searching for it every time, it's just nice to have this. Up is an app that really helps me like set reminders, especially when I'm on my Mac. It's sort of like the Remind Faster for iOS app. And so it's called DeskMinder. Now this actually does come bundled with SetApp, and that's why I'm trying it out right now. And so basically what this app does is it allows you to create really quick reminders. So if you see there's a plus button right here in the middle of my screen. So I hit plus right here and I want to be reminded in 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go over here and type in 20. It'll tell me what time it's going to remind me at. And then I'll say finish video. And so when I do that, it's going to set that timer, and it's super nice because watching the time tick down on there, it's sort of like a reward. Like as you're working, you don't want to get distracted because it's right here. So I find that this really helps me stay focused and on task. If I go over here and click, it'll tell me what I'm trying to do within that time period. And then when you're done, it does this full screen reminder to tell you that you're done, or it'll remind you of that. So it's super nice to like track things like that. There's a principle that a lot of people talk about where if you are feeling like procrastination, just do it for 20 minutes and then you'll keep wanting to do it. And I feel like this app does help that a lot because, you know, you just set the timer and then as it ticks down, it sort of keeps going. Next up is Notchnook. Now this one's super nice if you have, I believe, a Mac in 2020 or later, but you'll see they have this bar in the middle, and it looks a little bit weird to you guys, but I'll show a screenshot of what this looks like on my computer. So when I bring my mouse over to this middle bar, it's gonna pull down the window, and I can completely customize all of this. And you can even drop files in this tray and pull them out later. So if I wanna move something over or move a large batch of files, I can do it right here. So when it's playing music, it'll have this pretty cool animation appear, and then I can skip between songs. And it's cool because those three bars actually show when it's playing music. So if I turn it up, it's actually gonna... So it's gonna move around that too. So it's actually super nice, and it even customizes, like if I turn up or down my brightness, it changes the brightness up there instead of like on the screen. So you can basically have custom animations and stuff. So it's pretty cool for that. It's a super small utility, but it is super nice to have. It matches that dynamic island look that's on the iPhone. Next up is Bartender. So what Bartender does is it takes all those activities that run up in your top bar and puts them in their own little menu. So if I click to the right here, it's sort of invisible, but it's gonna bring down this menu, and this is going to show all my taskbar utilities, and you can completely customize this to however you want. It's a very simple app, and Bartender does cost money, or you can get it through SetApp. But if you don't want to do any of that, there's another free alternative called Vanilla that I also really like. And if I go over here and then click this button again, I can go into the settings and I'm able to actually completely hide some background apps that I don't want to see. And especially when you're running a lot of utilities like this, they don't run as apps, they run as their own separate thing. And it also allows you to change the menu bar style, and it kind of looks like this, but I don't really like how that menu bar style looks, so I don't really have that, but it is cool that that's offered as a feature. And especially if your computer doesn't have rounded corners, this app will actually allow you to round the corners on the display as well. So that is pretty nice. And overall, Bartender does help like cut down on having like tons of things up in your taskbar. And for me personally, it gets so bad that it cuts into the dynamic island and through to the other side. So I don't really like having that on there. So this is super nice to just keep it clean. Next up is paste. So what paste is it literally just is a paste board. So you can set custom shortcut, but mine's command up. And so I can go back to anything that I had copied. And so I can literally just copy it right there. And I can go over here or copy this. And it's just super nice that I'm able to copy those things and have clipboard history. It's not really a built-in Mac feature, which I feel like it should be. So you don't really realize how much you need something like this until you have it, because then you're like, oh, I can go back. Or sometimes I'll need to copy an email and then copy the message, and I can just copy both and then have them right there. It's super easy to access. Next up is my favorite search bar alternative, and there's really only one, but this one's called the Raycast. So Raycast is pretty cool. You can set it. I still use command space to search my Mac, but if I use option space, I get Raycast. So what Raycast does is it can really do anything. They have their own store. So if I type in store right here, they have a ton of different add-ons that you can get. So if I scroll through here, and they have things like you can even download YouTube videos through here. You can like open custom apps. You can do anything. So you can even have Raycast launch other utilities. So right here, you'll see I have CleanShot X. So what I use with CleanShot X is that's my screenshotting tool, and I can launch a screen recording straight from Raycast. I don't even have to interact with CleanShot. So it's super quick and speedy. And it's not really great at searching for apps, but it's literally great at everything else. I mean, a lot of times I do calculations with like, let's say 3 weeks plus today. It'll actually give me the date in 3 weeks from today. So it's cool. You can do calculations with time. I'm even able to do maybe like 3 years times 2 would probably say times 2 would be 6 years. So this is just scratching the surface on what Raycast is. If you don't want me to make a video about that, be sure to drop a comment down below and I'll make sure to make that video. But it's just super nice. You can search within app, all things like that. So I would really suggest checking out Raycast. They have a new AI and they have a new iOS app that I haven't checked out yet, but Raycast overall has been super helpful to have. Last but not least is Arc. Now, Arc is my favorite browser, despite what the browser company's been doing recently. And I have a video about what they're doing right there if you want to check it out. But Arc is like basically my ultimate productivity tool. I'm able to organize all my files and everything through it. So I still use Safari because Arc does drain battery a little bit. So if I'm just doing something light, like going to one website, I'll use Safari. But for everything else, if I need to have something organized, I'll just use Arc right here. So I can just click and it'll pop open the different things and I can have all my saved tabs in there. Maybe it's not the safest thing to store all my saved stuff in Arc because I don't know if I lose it somehow. But anyway, this is just super nice. They have a lot of great features. I'm not going to touch on it too much because I've made like a billion videos about Arc. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for me. If you enjoyed this video or if I helped you out at all, be sure to drop a like. You don't have to subscribe unless you like this video. But yeah, I'll see you next one.